I was attacking the basket, no one was there to help. Open shots, fast break points. We were turning the ball over, so it was good that we got the win, but we can't, allow ourselves to fall into a trap like that. The team plays hard; they're going to continue to play hard. Well, as any other team in the NBA. So you give them, any type of confidence. The basketball guys start turning.
Coach said that there's a lesson with every win. What is the lesson of tonight?
You gotta learn how to handle success, within games. We were up big, and we know teams are always going to fight back, but we gotta continue to play the right way, no matter what the score is. And I think that's the biggest lesson. That kind of been, our MO kind of all year. Coming out of halftime with big leads, and teams cut into those leads, in the second half, and we got to continue to build those leads or maintain the leads, and not give it up so quickly.
What do you attribute the way you guys started to?
Energy. We came out with a lot of energy, a lot of pace. We were playing defense. So when we play like that, we're running and, guys are having fun making shots, playing a lot of confidence. We're a tough team to beat, but we got to do that for 4 quarters.
What's the challenge of when you're kind of ready to sit out the rest of the game, kind of getting mentally back in it and trying to stem the flow there?
I never really try to check myself out of the game because anything can happen. And then even when we came out in the third, that starting unit, kind of gave them a little bit of life in that third quarter. And, their confidence got really high, started making a lot of shots. And, even when we came out at the end of the third, they cut into the lead. We tried to get it back, and we put a lot of pressure on our second unit to come in and try to, kill that little streak that they had. So, it's on our starting unit to come in the third quarter and play a lot of more energy and effort on both ends of the floor. But I never really try to check out, just knowing that anything is possible in the NBA.
Frank said he challenged you guys to not just win, but to dominate teams on this stretch you have coming up at home. Obviously, it looked that way for a certain stretch. You have 36 points in the first half. Do you guys recognize that you might have a switch? And if you do, can that be kind of dangerous? Because, if you don't keep it on, then something like that can happen.
Absolutely. And you can lose games like that, which is the worst feeling in the world. So we got to be able to, play the same way, through the entire 4 quarters. And if we continue to, play like that, then we're going to lose games like that, which we don't want. We don't want to come in, blowing a 36-point lead. And I think Coach said they were up down 19 against Portland or something like that. So that team is a hard-playing team, and they can fight back and they continue to play. So, when we get leads like that, we got to make sure that we continue to play the right way.
Last 2 questions.
You haven't lost a game this year to a team with a record under 500. How important is just kind of piling up wins against those teams?
No matter opponent, we try to go out and play our style of basketball and try to make sure that we come out victorious. Each team, style is different, and this team right here got a lot of guys who can shoot the ball. Hence why they got back in the game so quickly. But no matter what the team is, their record is, we got to make sure that we come out and play Lakers basketball.
At any point, did you actually feel threatened like this one could possibly get away?
No, I felt like it was going to be a close game towards the end. I never thought that we were going to, actually lose the game. But, we never want to put ourselves in that situation. They could have made some more shots. They had some good looks they just missed. But if they make those shots now, it's a 1 or 2 possession game with, 2.5 minutes left and, or 2 minutes left. And now the pressure's on us. So we want to make sure that, we got a lead like that. We don't want to blow it.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah.
Lakers are back in action on Friday when they take on the New Orleans Pelicans as Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart all return to Staples Center. Tip-off is set for 7:30. We'll get you ready for Game Time with Lake Show at 6, followed by Access Sportsnet Lakers at 6:30 right here on 17-107 in favor of the purple and gold. LeBron James with 31, 13, and 12, his 8th triple-double on the season. Anthony Davis with 26 and 11, 9 of 16 from the field. Kyle Kuzma, a.k.a. Slim Shady, 19 points, 4 boards. Lakers, 48% from the field, 30 points off their bench. We hear from Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike.
Frank, you spoke earlier this year about hoping to be able to learn a lesson while getting a win and not having to lose. Would tonight be a good example of that?
That's what we talked about after the game, and this is not the only time we have to do a better job throughout the season holding big leads. But still with that, we had a dominant performance in the first half, and I was proud of how we came out and approached the game. And we just got to understand it's a 4-quarter game, 48-minute game, and when the other team's down big, they're going to extend their pressure and they're going to keep coming after you. So, we didn't play well enough in the third or fourth quarter, but like you said, you learn lessons when you win, and that's always a good thing.
With Caruso, what's going on with him? Was there some awareness before this game that he might have some tightness, and how did that affect your rotation off the bench? Yeah, I mean it's been minor, but they did tell me a game or two ago that he's been fighting some tightness in his calf, and just something we keep an eye on. They didn't think he would miss any time, but towards that end of the third, it was a long quarter, and they informed me then that he would not return because of tightness.
Frank, 22-point lead going into the fourth. Was it your intent to keep LeBron and AD out the rest of the night at that point, or what was kind of your thought process?
Yes. I wouldn't play them the whole third if I thought that we were going to need them to return. Sometimes that works against you if you don't extend the lead in those final 3 minutes or so of the third quarter. It creates a difficult situation, but guys in the fourth quarter got to come in and do their job too. And, they went on a big run to start the fourth, so we had to bring it back.
Frank, the way you guys started the game 11 for 11 from the field, and it seemed like you were locked in on both ends of the court. Was that attributed to any sort of turning of the page, like the calendar year? Did you guys have any discussions leading up to this game, like let's enter into a new phase of the season?
We do have the kind of new phase. It's a new year. Let's get off to a good start. But, really I'm asking our guys to dominate everybody they play. We played a stretch of games where, we played against teams with winning records, and we have a few games against teams that are playing good basketball, but, teams that don't have winning records. And, you have to come into the game with a mindset to dominate. And, I think our guys took that message to heart and really came after these guys to start the game. I was proud of them.
Frank, you guys, tonight and for most of the season, statistically, have really suffered when LeBron and AD don't play, but particularly just when LeBron doesn't play. What needs to be done better when he's not on the floor so that you can steal more of these moments and stuff for him?
Yeah, I think that there really hasn't been a lot of volume of those minutes, to see that. I think we're going to be fine, in those situations. We have plenty of firepower, plenty of defensive talent, to sustain, him being out for stretches of games, or, we missed him one game last week and we didn't play well, but we're capable of winning games and winning those stretches.
So approaching the fourth quarter, LeBron and Anthony Davis had both played 30 minutes. They played the entire third quarter because Frank Vogel just saying right there, he was hoping to be able to rest his stars there in the fourth, which kind of brings me to this conversation you two were just having when it comes to the bench. I know we've talked a little bit about it all season long because it's been a bit up and down. The Lakers bench at one point has put up 72 points per game. They've put up 53 in a game. Tonight, just 30. Obviously, minutes and rotations, that all kind of plays a part, opportunity. But what's a good number? What do you want to see from the Lakers bench going forward, knowing that down the stretch, playoff time, you're going to need everybody when it matters most?
Well, I mean, they're capable of getting, 35 when they're rolling pretty good. We know Kuzma's capable of getting, 15, 17 points. And then other guys like Dwight Howard usually gets, 7, 8, 9, and then you pick up some other ones. So I think in order to do what they want to do, they're going to have to average somewhere 32, 33 points. They're capable of doing that, especially when the starters may or may not be, on fire. So I just think 32, 33 somewhere is a good number.
Let me rephrase it, because maybe it's not just a number. Maybe it's an expectation for that bench unit to really just continue to set the tone defensively and allow the numbers, the offense to come when it see fit. Is that another way to look at it?
Yeah, I mean, look, on the defensive end, you're going to have to hold the fort down when the two superstars aren't out there, because when AD's not out there, LeBron's not out there, Kyle Kuzma might be the guy to be featured. But however, Big Game touched on it. They got to be somewhere between 30 to 35 points on a consistent basis, and I feel like that'll always equate to a win.
What'd you see from Kyle Kuzma tonight? We talked about it coming off that 0-point game against Dallas. We knew that wasn't going to happen again, but just his effort and his ability to get back in that scoring column, of course.
Yeah, when he, has a poor game, he usually comes back pretty good. 5 of 15. I'm sure he'd, like a better percentage than that. 3 of 10 from 3. But, early on, I saw a little bit more patience in his game on the offensive end. Sometimes he rushes things and takes shots too quick and ends up shooting 3 of 10. I think he's a better shooter than that percentage-wise. But overall, I think he's starting to understand that he's got to let the game come to him a little bit and not rush the issue.
I feel like he did a great job of getting his shots in different ways. He got open looks. He got slash to the basket. He got some transition stuff. And only a couple field goals, obviously, but those opportunities are going to continue to come, and he'll be getting more efficient with his field goal percentage.
There were a couple of moments, too, down the stretch there in the fourth quarter where you'd rather overpass than turn it over for not passing enough, right? Because that can become a bit contagious. But Kuz was on some of the ends of those late catches and having to kind of heave it up a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah, I think the offense
could mess with them.
Yeah, the offense got a little distorted at times because he was playing with